Roman Reigns is injured, Jey Uso's major reunion for WWE Bash in Berlin, Brock Lesnar is returning after Bash in Berlin, why Kevin Owens is turning heel on Cody Rhodes, the Wyatt Sicks having a feud with The Undertaker, CM Punk and Seth Rollins' feud is facing major delays, Dominik Mysterio discusses WWE RAW going to Netflix, Dominik Mysterio plans on leaving wrestling soon. Let's dive right in. Roman Reigns is injured. Roman Reigns is back in WWE. The original Tribal Chief returned at SummerSlam. However, we don't know when he will wrestle next. Yet, to compete since losing to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania XL, fans are excited for Reigns' in-ring return. It could happen at the Bad Blood Premium Live event in October, with WWE promoting it as a massive show. However, before we get there, expect some huge twists and turns in the Bloodline storyline. What could happen before Roman Reigns wrestles his next match? Number 1. Jacob Fatu returns and injures Roman Reigns. It seems too convenient to be a coincidence that Jacob Fatu got injured seconds before Roman Reigns returned. While the enforcer may have legitimately gotten hurt, he is expected to return soon. How about Fatu makes an enormous impact by taking Reigns out? The OTC is set to appear on this week's episode of SmackDown, without being advertised until September. This could mean he gets written off WWE television for a few weeks, with Jacob Fatu injuring him. That would make the enforcer an even bigger deal. The biggest concern of the two coming face-to-face was Fatu being forced to sell for Reigns. In this case, that doesn't need to happen. The potential beatdown can be their only interaction for months, while giving Solo Sikoa's bloodline some heat back after last week. Number 2. Jey Uso returns to WWE as a free agent. While Roman Reigns is off WWE television, another enemy of the new bloodline could return. Jey Uso hasn't been seen since Solo Sikoa replaced him in the group with Tama Tonga, so there is a motive for revenge. Uso can return on the SmackDown after the beatdown on Reigns, as the first step in the Big Use getting his family back. Jimmy could even face Solo at Bash in Berlin, if there's space on the card. However, the most important thing here is that he is a free agent. This would allow Jey Uso to go to Raw, where WWE can subtly plant seeds for a full-blown bloodline reunion. He could have secret meetings with his brother Jey and potentially Sami Zayn. This would build anticipation for the next steps as Roman Reigns prepares to return once again. Number 3. Roman Reigns returns alongside Paul Heyman. If he takes some time off later this month, Roman Reigns can't return alone. Perhaps this might be where Paul Heyman makes his comeback. The original Tribal Chief may need to bring the band back together, with Jey Uso running between shows and the Wiseman by his side again. This return can happen on the September 13th episode of SmackDown, which is also the show's return to the USA Network. Reigns making a surprise appearance would boost it, while inching closer to his in-ring return. He will likely face Solo Sikoa, with him and Jacob Fatu being kept apart for longer. That can be achieved by Jey Uso brawling with the enforcer all over the arena, while Roman Reigns comes out to attack the rest of the bloodline. However, with Jimmy and Heyman on side, 2 more names need convincing. Number 4. Sami Zayn and Jey Uso refuse a bloodline reunion. Forgiveness takes time. WWE will likely be patient with the bloodline story, which is why Sami Zayn and Jey Uso may stay out of it going into Bad Blood. We mentioned Jey Uso's secret meetings with them. Those could go sideways, with Jey and Sami initially rejecting the offer to reform the original bloodline. Roman Reigns has hurt them too much for it to be that simple. This could be what leads to his downfall against Solo Sikoa at Bad Blood, with the numbers game ultimately proving costly. Jacob Fatu can end up costing Reigns the match, leading us to the next chapter in the story. While the original bloodline will likely reunite soon, it should come after the original Tribal Chief's in-ring return. He must feel some of the consequences of his actions before the redemption arc can truly begin. Jey Uso's major reunion for WWE Bash in Berlin. WWE's Bash in Berlin. Premium live event is around the corner, and Jey Uso seems to be gearing up for a major program at the spectacle. The 39-year-old star could not find a spot on the SummerSlam card, despite being one of the biggest babyfaces on Raw. However, it looks like the company is cooking a massive championship match for him at the upcoming PLE. The Yeet Master could be involved in the World Tag Team Championship picture at Bash in Berlin. The speculation arose, especially after WWE showed a backstage reunion between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw. For the second week in a row, Jey expressed his desire to tag with the 40-year-old and win the World Tag Team titles. Now that Zayn is seemingly out of the Intercontinental Championship picture after his most recent defeat, the chances of it happening have increased significantly. This has paved the way for a much-awaited alliance between the two former Bloodline members. Both superstars could embark on a fresh beginning on Raw and go against the Judgment Day to capture the coveted titles. With SummerSlam in the rearview mirror, WWE would need a major program for both superstars. Moreover, with Bash in Berlin being held internationally, the Stamford-based promotion would likely look to make the show a star-studded affair. Hence, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn could compete against Finn Balor and JD McDonough for the World Tag Team Championship at the Premium Live event in Berlin. A new chapter has unfolded within the Bloodline following Roman Reigns' return to SmackDown. Although the original Tribal Chief came back to knock Solo Sikoa off the pedestal, the numbers are against him as the new Tribal Chief stands with an army of his own. On the other hand, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, despite being single stars, are on the verge of forming an alliance on Monday Night Raw. It looks like WWE is preparing the two for a much bigger storyline that might eventually see them join forces with Roman Reigns to reunite the OG Bloodline. As a result, both superstars could be traded to SmackDown, as the Bloodline reunion would need families. While it might not happen in the next couple of weeks, WWE is seemingly laying out the foundation on Monday Night Raw. It will be interesting to see where Jey and Sami's storylines lead, and what WWE has in store for them. Brock Lesnar is returning after Bash in Berlin. For almost the entirety of the 21st century, Brock Lesnar has been one of the most dominant forces in professional wrestling. However, the Beast has not been seen in the ring since SummerSlam last year, after losing to Cody Rhodes, with many fans now longing for him to make his return. One star who many would like to see the Beast face off against is the reigning Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker. The son of Rick Steiner won the iconic title after defeating Sami Zayn earlier this month at SummerSlam. With both stars possessing hard-hitting styles, and with Braun having been compared by many as the next Lesnar, a match between the pair is something many are longing for. Speaking to WWE El Brunch, Braun Breaker spoke about the first time he met Lesnar. "I met him in, 2017. I went backstage to Raw when I was in college. I met him there. As a performer, I haven't ran into him. I'd love to work with Brock. He's an animal." Braun's opponent for Bash in Berlin this month has yet to be decided. Although he may not face a returning Brock at the show, an attack from heel Lesnar on the popular young star on the Raw after the event could further establish Breaker as one of the top stars of the future. While the reason for Lesnar's absence from the company has not been made official by WWE, some believe that he is not being used due to his alleged association with the multiple accusations made against Vince McMahon. During a recent interview with MailSport, WWE's head of creative, Triple H, was asked if Brock Lesnar was due to return to the ring soon. You'd have to ask Brock Lesnar that. Brock does his own thing, so he's up in Canada. I'm sure watching his kids play hockey and enjoying life. If and when he decides that he would like to do something, we'd be open to the conversation, said Triple H. Whether Brock does indeed return to the ring or not, he has undoubtedly carved out one of the greatest in-ring careers in the history of professional wrestling. Why Kevin Owens is turning heel on Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens has been a babyface for nearly 2 years on WWE TV. However, a former WWE employee has claimed that the 40-year-old will turn heel heading into his championship match against Cody Rhodes for a significant reason. The American Nightmare offered the prizefighter a shot at the undisputed WWE Championship last Friday on SmackDown, after the latter helped him against the Bloodline. Although Owens initially declined, claiming he did not deserve it. He later accepted the offer after a discussion with Rhodes and SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis. The two superstars will now square off at the Bash in Berlin PLE. Speaking on Behind the Turnbuckle, The Last Word, former employee Tommy Carlucci stated that Owens will have to turn heel, claiming that two babyfaces going head-to-head does not work. "We all know during this whole time KO is gonna go heel. He has to. He can't be a babyface. Two babyfaces cannot face each other. It doesn't work. We all know it doesn't work," he said. On a recent episode of his Not Some Wrestling podcast, WWE analyst Sam Roberts discussed the future of the Kevin Owens-Cody Rhodes storyline. He claimed the prizefighter must turn heel and become downright despicable. Roberts pointed out that KO's potential heel turn would make the American Nightmare realize that he's been naive as a champion. "If I had to make a bold prediction as to where I see this going, I see Kevin Owens getting downright despicable. Because to be a true threat to Cody Rhodes' championship, Kevin Owens has to get downright despicable. I think, if it were me, I would say make this the moment that the Cody Rhodes character learns that he's been naive as a champion, that he's been sitting there trusting everybody, and start creating the scenario where Cody Rhodes realizes this is way tougher than he thought it would be, and it is lonely on top," he said. Kevin Owens has a long history of turning on his friends and allies throughout his WWE career. It will be interesting to see if the former Universal Champion turns on Cody Rhodes in the coming weeks. The Wyatt Sicks having a feud with The Undertaker for his comments. After their victory against Chad Gable on WWE RAW, many are speculating who the Wyatt Sicks will target next. According to a veteran, a particular Hall of Famer may be the next feud for the stable. Before Bray Wyatt's tragic passing, he and The Undertaker shared a tense moment where the latter whispered something in Bray's ear. This had led to much buzz back then, hinting at a possible storyline involving the two. Under the current circumstances, veteran journalist Bill Apter believes this thread could be picked up to start a feud between The Undertaker and the Wyatt Sicks, especially considering the Phenom had stated he wants one last WWE match. This could be very possible. Speaking on this week's episode of Unscripted, Bill Apter stated that the entire scenario could lead to a Wyatt Sicks situation. There is still that moment that everybody remembers, that The Undertaker whispered something into Bray Wyatt's ear. So now with the Wyatt Sicks back here, they could actually combine that moment with Uncle Howdy maybe. And whether it be a cinematic situation, or something that Undertaker comes back ticked off at one of the Wyatt Sicks, Eric Rowan or somebody, and chokeslams them. It could be a Wyatt Sicks situation in my mind. As of now, only time will tell whether the WWE Hall of Famer will come back for one last match. CM Punk and Seth Rollins' feud is facing major delays. Seth Rollins recently made a triumphant return to WWE after several months on the sidelines due to a knee injury. However, his comeback took an unfortunate turn on the August 5th episode of WWE RAW when he was viciously attacked by Bronson Reed. The brutal assault has once again sidelined Rollins, and it appears that his highly anticipated feud with CM Punk may be postponed until 2025. Reports have surfaced that Rollins has been dealing with chronic issues, which may have influenced WWE's decision to temporarily write him off television. WWE subsequently announced that Rollins would be out of action indefinitely, leaving fans wondering when they might see the Visionary back in the ring. The long-anticipated feud between CM Punk and Seth Rollins began to take shape at SummerSlam, where Rollins taunted Punk during his match against Drew McIntyre, leading to a heated confrontation between the two. The seeds for this rivalry were planted as far back as Survivor Series 2023, when Rollins was restrained by WWE officials, as Punk made his return, sparking widespread speculation that a feud was imminent. However, according to a report by PW Insider, WWE may not officially kick off the Rollins-Punk feud until 2025. Despite the ongoing feud between Punk and McIntyre, which is expected to continue through Bash in Berlin and possibly beyond, WWE sources suggest that the Rollins-Punk storyline could be delayed as part of the new WWE regime's focus on long-term planning. While fans may be disappointed by the potential delay, there's a silver lining. This extended build-up could result in an even more explosive and memorable feud when it finally unfolds. As the saying goes, good things come to those who wait. What do you think about the possibility of Seth Rollins and CM Punk's feud being delayed until 2025? Do you believe waiting until 2025 is the best decision? Dominik Mysterio discusses WWE RAW going to Netflix. WWE superstar Dominik Mysterio recently broke his on-screen character to give his thoughts on a major upcoming Raw change. The Judgment Day star is one of the biggest heels in the Stamford-based promotion. Since joining the Judgment Day, Dirty Dom has received widespread praise from fans and wrestling legends for his in-ring and microphone work. Dominik's heel character has elevated to new heights after the WWE SummerSlam 2024 Premium Live event, where he turned on Rhea Ripley to side with Liv Morgan. The former North American champion is now a part of the new Judgment Day, alongside Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Carlito, and Morgan. During the latest edition of Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, Dominik Mysterio gave his thoughts on the new WWE RAW deal, as the Red brand is set to move to Netflix at the beginning of 2025. Dirty Dom broke his on-screen WWE character and said that he was not thinking too much about the change, as he always wanted to perform and give his best for the audience. To me, I just want to wrestle. I just want to go out there and put on the best performances possible. But on the business side of it, which I feel like it's newer for us wrestlers to kind of do it that way, because like I said, I feel like we just kind of want to go out there and wrestle and perform and give the best to the fans. So, bringing it to Netflix, it's going to get a whole new set of eyes, different crowd. You can get new people involved. I want to see what boundaries we can push with it for sure. These comments were not the only time Dominik Mysterio broke his character on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, as Dirty Dom was full of praise for his father, Rey Mysterio's work in pro wrestling. However, the Judgment Day star came back into his heel character, stating that he was miles better than the WWE Hall of Famer. I'd love to, and I'm not going to take away anything that he's done. For his height and his size, and for what he looks like, he's done a good job for himself, but what was he doing when he was 4 years into the business? Not what I'm doing. It's hard to compare myself to him because I'm so much better than him already and taller, better looking, Dominik Mysterio said. Dirty Dom is now set to team up with Liv Morgan to face Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest in a mixed tag team match at the WWE Bash in Berlin Premium Live event. It will be interesting to see which team comes out on top. Dominik Mysterio plans on leaving wrestling soon. Dominik Mysterio has been an active in-ring competitor for over 4 years now, and at the age of 27, he can easily compete at a high level for several years even now. With that said, he doesn't plan on wrestling till the wheels fall off. Dominik Mysterio is currently engaged in romantic storyline with Liv Morgan as part of the Judgment Day as they feud with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. Mysterio has given fans countless memories over the past few years as he has won tag titles as well as the NXT North American Championship. Things have only just begun for Dominik Mysterio, but he is already married to his childhood sweetheart and clearly wants to start a family. While speaking on the Impulsive podcast, Mysterio was asked about his retirement plans. Dominik Mysterio talked about what he plans to do after retiring from WWE. Mysterio stated that he loves wrestling but doesn't see himself doing it forever. He wants to be smart about his future, have a family, and be there for important moments like his kids' birthdays. After wrestling, he hopes to buy a big piece of land, get some animals and dogs, and run a farm where he can grow some plants. I mean, I love this business with all my heart, but I definitely don't see myself doing it till the wheels fall off. I want to be smart about it. I want to have a family, have kids. I want to be able to play with my kids, run around with them and stuff. I want to be there for my kid's 3rd birthday, you know? Things like that. As far as the future goes, I feel like I'm a very simple guy. I want to save up, get a nice big plot of land, get some animals, a bunch of dogs, and then just have a farm and grow some California goodies. The former NXT North American champion has also admitted he is less than friendly to fans at airports. Nevertheless, we'll have to wait and see when Mysterio will hang up his boots, as it will be a very long time until that is a realistic scenario. What do you think of Dominik Mysterio's retirement plans and his decision to not wrestle forever?